Hi and welcome from my side. My name is Anton Kartashov. I'm a solutions architect for public sector CE region at AWS. And today my goal is basically to review the most comprehensive way a set of announcements from AWS biggest conference during the year. It's AWS reInvent, which happened back in December last year. However, the goal is not to review all the announcements, but rather the announcements that are being used the most by our customers and are being like appreciated the most by our customers. So, few words about AWS reInvent. What is it? It's a learning conference hosted by AWS for the global cloud computing community. The in-person event features different keynotes, training, certification opportunities, access to more than 2,000 technical sessions, the expo itself, after hours event, and so much more really. So if you guys are planning or if you have a chance to go, and it usually takes place in Las Vegas in the United States. So it's really ideal for people who want to transform their businesses with the cloud. And if you have a chance to go, I think soon the registration will be open for the next one again in December. Feel free to subscribe to our blog posts and newsletters about the upcoming events. And also, I highly encourage you to travel and check. It's a really great opportunity to see what's going on and to witness the newest announcements on your own. Slightly about the last reInvent, it's approximately 60,000 attendees on site and a bit about like 400,000 watching keynotes and leadership sessions online. Throughout the week, so this summit or this venue takes place for like 5 days. So AWS hosted last time around 900 sessions delivered by 3.5 thousand different speakers from around the globe. Yeah, so there were 546 updates, but today we'll be talking about way less from my perspective and from the perspective of my colleagues and our customers, the main ones that actually have the biggest impact and meaning to their businesses. All right, let's jump in. And guys, if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to post them in the chat. I'll be monitoring together with my colleagues the chat from time to time, and we'll be able to respond. Otherwise, at the end of the session, I'll try to make some time for your questions. It's quite a packed session. We have like 50 slides around, so I'll try to fit them into our allocated time. And I want to start with one update for people who are experimenting with generative AI. If you didn't know, we have a service which is called Bedrock. Bedrock is for building and really experimenting with GenAI applications, and it comes separate from AWS account, so you don't need an AWS account to work with this. Starting from the beginning of 2025, Bedrock offers free daily usage. So previously it was offered for free trial period only for limited time. Now it's for free for daily usage. You can also now search and explore really hundreds of thousands of apps built on Bedrock with GenAI with the Bedrock catalog to find the right app for your use case by category, for example, or by functionality. A little bit about the slide. So almost on every slide, I have a QR code that leads you to the corresponding blog post from AWS website to read the news and updates. So in case something catches your attention more, feel free to scan the QR code and proceed to the corresponding blog post update. Cool. Let's move on to the storage services and what main updates we have there. So first of all, it's Amazon S3 for static website hosting. Definitely, you know that it's great opportunity if you have static websites. You can only use Amazon S3 storage to host your static websites. So now it's even easier to deploy a static website inside S3 bucket, and it's also powered by AWS Amplify hosting with, let's say, all the features, including encryption and transit, redirects, custom headers, and it can also be deployed on a globally available CDN from AWS, which is Amazon CloudFront. So on the screen, you can see the short demo of how it's being done right now with this new update. And it's also generally available. So from October last year in all the regions. So it's really well used by a lot of our customers. Good. Let's move on. Amazon S3 tables. That's really one of the most important announcements, especially if you're looking to how to efficiently handle analytical workloads on Amazon S3. So Amazon S3 tables offers basically a new bucket type that is integrated with AWS analytics services. It's Amazon Athena, it's Amazon Redshift, it's Amazon EMR, and it's also, so the data inside S3 tables buckets is discoverable in the AWS Glue data catalog via AWS Lake Formation permission management. So these bucket types, or these buckets that you create, they're basically regional buckets that acts as an analytics warehouse that stores Apache Iceberg tables in Apache Parquet format with various schemas. So additionally, S3 tables deliver the same durability, availability, scalability, and performance characteristics of the normal or usual S3 tables. And they are created to like automatically optimize your storage to maximize the query performance and to minimize cost. One example here, so one operation that can be performed with this type of buckets is compaction. So this process basically combines multiple small table objects into a larger object to improve query performance. And why is it needed? It's like if you have a target of like file size that can be configured somewhere in between 64 megabytes and 512 megabytes. So the new object is rewritten as a new snapshot, and this snapshot, then you can configure the snapshot management. So to create a life cycle, to define a life cycle for it. And so the snapshot management process, which is also available in these buckets, automatically removes table snapshots like when the life cycle is ended. Okay, let's move on. Then the next announcement regarding S3, that's S3 metadata. It's a preview of automatic generation of metadata that is captured when S3 objects are added or modified, and this metadata is stored in a fully managed Apache Iceberg table. So now if you see, or if you check your S3 buckets, not in all the regions though yet, but in I think now in quite a few regions, you will have this metadata tab available. What is it for? Again, for analytical purposes. So it can be queried, as you would expect, with CLI tools from, let's say, open source ecosystem like Apache Spark. And also it can be queried from AWS analytical services like Athena, Redshift, and also it can be queried and visualized with our BI solution with Amazon QuickSight. So in this way, you can kind of easily and efficiently query the metadata, and also it helps you find the objects of your interest. So not to query the object itself, but rather it's metadata. So you no longer need to, let's say, define also like you're like encouraged to add text data, but metadata is created as well. I would say that's probably that I wanted to say. In case you're interested in more details, please follow the blog post. Let's move on to databases. Naturally, important announcement was Amazon Aurora Postgres limitless database, and it's now also generally available, which helps you scale your Aurora cluster to millions of write transactions per second and really manage petabytes of data while maintaining the simplicity and operating inside, let's say, a single database. So with this new capability, you can scale your relational database workloads on Aurora beyond the limit of a single Aurora write instance without needing to create any custom application logic or manage multiple databases in parallel, like with implementing sharding underneath. So it does not only scale the storage layer, but it also scales the compute layer with the um, with the increase of your workload sizes. So in this case, Aurora Postgres limitless adds additional compute resources while staying like within the specified budget. So if you have a specified budget, it will track it and add the resources according to it to match to match it for the peak workload. Yeah, and the last time I checked it, it was compatible with Postgres 16.4 version, but probably it's also higher right now. Need to double check. Let's move on. Very nice announcement regarding the price reduction. So probably you heard that AWS doesn't increase pricing or prices of its services. Actually, it's the opposite. We've had more than 153, if I'm not mistaken, price reductions over since the very start. And one of these examples is the recent price reduction for Amazon DynamoDB. And it's actually effective from November last year, when DynamoDB has reduced prices for on-demand throughput by 50%, and for the global tables by 67%. It's really way more cost effective now than ever before, and we'll talk about global tables updates very soon again. So next one, Amazon Aurora Serverless. And now we can finally say that Amazon Aurora Serverless is actually serverless, as it allows now for scaling to 0 capacity units. So this launch enables the database to automatically pause after a period of inactivity based on the number of database connections. So if it drops to 0, we can also, Aurora Serverless can also scale down to 0 capacity units. And when the first connection is requested, the database will automatically resume and scale to meet the application demand. Next one, the multi-region strong consistency, exactly what I was saying, that will come back to DynamoDB. So Amazon DynamoDB global tables now supports multi-region strong consistency. So to remind you, global tables are fully managed serverless multi-active, so active database that's really being used by thousands of our customers. And with this new capability of multi-region strong consistency for global tables, you can build really highly available multi-region applications with the recovery point objective of 0. So really 0. So in case your workload demands a recovery point objective, to remind you that that's the amount of time from the last backup of your for the disaster recovery. So if your workload demands this one, DynamoDB global tables with strong consistency can support this. Yeah, and basically in this case, strong consistency ensures that your application can always read the latest version of your data from any region in a global table. Good. Let's move on to the last announcement from I forgot that I have a video how to configure this one. So if you move to DynamoDB, there is a new tab in replicas, and strong consistency can be activated, and you can see the regions where it's supported by now. So yeah, feel free to check the very recent updates in your account regarding the strong consistency in global tables. The next update, the next important announcements and update is Amazon Aurora TSQL. That's really one of the most covered announcement this week. This reInvent. It was featured in 2 keynotes by Matt German, so the CEO of AWS, and CTO of Amazon, Dr. Werner Vogel. So it's really, really important. This flavor of Aurora is now available in public preview, so you need to check your AWS accounts if it's available as of now. And it's basically the fastest serverless distributed SQL database for always available applications. What it offers virtually unlimited scale, highest availability, and obviously zero infrastructure management since it's a managed service. Yeah, so with the active distributed architecture, Aurora TSQL is designed for 4 nines of availability in a single region deployment and 5 nines of availability in multi-region configuration. Yeah, so and if you're interested in general in like distributed systems, and if you want to check how database works, I would encourage you to follow the blog post and also check the talk of Dr. Werner Vogels on YouTube. I think it's available even now. Yeah. Good. Let's move to the announcement from networking. It's not from reInvent, it's one of the recent ones that I find highly important. So it's available. So that's the that you can use public IP addresses with VPC IPAM with your ALB. So before, in many cases, customers were using or have been using network load balancer in front of the application load balancer to get the static IP addresses. Now you no longer need to waste the money on network load balancer in this use case. You can use a VPC IPAM integration. So obviously there are still plenty of reasons to use static or predictable IPs, and enterprise firewalls or brand malwares are the one that I heard the most. So a common architecture before was to add network load balancer in front of the application load balancer, and that is giving you static elastic IP addresses that you can whitelist. It also, let's say, the caveat of that is that it also gives you double load balancer costs. But now, as you can see on the screen, there's another way. There is, since a month, if I'm not mistaken, there is an LB's integration with IPAM that allows you to use the predictable static public IP addresses in your internet-facing application load balancers. Yeah, one more note to this: with an ALB, with a NLB, there was only one IP address per availability zone that you were able to use. With ALB, you can have up to 8 IP addresses per enabled availability zone, so even more now. Cool. Let's move on with the analytics part. So AWS Glue, who's using AWS Glue for ETL processing for data cataloging, it now supports in public preview, AI upgrades for Apache Spark. So this is the new capability that enables like a lot of data practitioners, data engineers, data analysts to quickly upgrade and modernize their Spark applications that are running on AWS. And let's say it can be upgraded to Glue 4.0, but unfortunately not to Glue 5.0, which was also announced on reInvent. So for the 5.0 upgrades, we will need to wait a little bit more. Then AWS Clean Rooms. This service is being used to share the data with your, if you're working with partners, but you don't really want to send them the data. So a couple of updates. There were updates for like before the reInvent and during the reInvent. So the pre-reInvent, we had an announcement that Clean Rooms ML custom modeling is available now, and it basically enables organizations to generate predictive insights with their partners, running their own machine learning models and using their data in a Clean Rooms collaboration. So as I said, the Clean Room services is services used to share the data with the partners if you don't actually want to give them access to your data and to send them to. Yeah, and during the reInvent, the announcement was that we were adding more data sources to Clean Rooms. So it's Amazon Athena, it's third-party providers like Snowflake, and now it has even more and better integration when it comes to adding new data to AWS Clean Rooms. Now, the announcement that I personally like a lot, and we like inside AWS, we put a lot of focus on this one. It's the new generation of Amazon SageMaker. So before you're probably working with, if you were working with AI ML and you heard the word Amazon SageMaker, our service for training, running AI and ML models on AWS. Now it's been renewed, so to say, and now Amazon SageMaker is a unified experience for data, analytics, and AI, and it kind of brings together like the most widely adopted AWS machine learning and analytics capabilities. So previous version of SageMaker is now being renamed to Amazon SageMaker AI. Please don't get confused. We were also confused inside AWS for that. But yeah, AWS SageMaker AI continues to be a standalone service for building, training, deploying AI ML models. And Amazon SageMaker, just Amazon SageMaker, includes virtually all of the components needed for data exploration, preparation, data integration, petabyte scale, really data processing, fast SQL analytics, and also on top of that, model development and training, and also on top of that, generative AI capabilities. And in the center of all of these, we have the Amazon SageMaker Unified Studio. So it's basically the new user interface that you can use for all of these capabilities. SageMaker Unified Studio, SageMaker, then inside you have Lakehouse to unify data access across Amazon S3 and Redshift. Then data and AI governance for this, and it's to discover, to govern, to collaborate on data and AI securely with SageMaker Catalog. Then model development, also integrated here to build, train, deploy ML models. Generative AI app development, so build and scale generative AI applications with Amazon Bedrock integration to SageMaker. Then SQL analytics, you can gain insights into like our SQL engine with Amazon Redshift. And you can also, for data processing, you can analyze, prepare, integrate data for analytics, and you can use here either open source frameworks like so on EMR, like Elastic MapReduce, either on Amazon EMR, or you can also use Amazon Athena. It was Glue, Amazon managed workflows for Apache Airflow as well. MWAA, if I'm not mistaken. So Amazon SageMaker is a really like big product that we put a lot of focus on at the moment. Yeah, so the foundation of it, as I said before, is a lake house. It's so as the name suggests, more or less, it leverages the lake house architecture that combines the best things from both worlds of data warehouse and data lakes. SageMaker lake houses underneath, under the hood, leverages, let's say, the service that I talked before, Amazon S3 tables, and mechanism that also powers Redshift, which is Redshift managed storage. So those two elements combined with Apache Iceberg tables offer you, let's say, the flexibility to access and query data in place with all engines and tools compatible with this open source landscape. Yeah, try it yourself if you haven't. It has, like, from my perspective, it's only my perspective, it has quite a steep learning curve if you've never used the like Unified Studio before, but there are trainings available on our websites on, let's say, what's the name of our training portal? Forgot, sorry, forgot the word. But over there you have free trainings to check SageMaker Unified Studio. But the moment you are fine with it, you can really make use of it and work your way off with analytics, with AI, all in one single interface and tool. Good. Let's move on. We still have quite a few slides and yeah. So Amazon Q in QuickSight. Amazon Q, if you know already, it's our generative AI virtual assistant that is available out of the box, and there are several flavors of it. So we have Amazon Q integration with QuickSight, and now it has a new capability that basically helps users perform scenario analysis to find answers to complex problems quite quickly with the use of natural language. So this AI assistant data analysis experience helps business owners mostly, or business users, to find answers to complex problems, let's say, by guiding them step by step through in-depth data analysis, let's say, suggesting analytical approaches, automatically analyzing data, summarizing findings with potentially suggesting next actions. Yeah, and all of this, as I said, using natural language prompts. So you can see on the screen, it's data to insights, and then you can ask really questions about the data, and it will generate insights and graphs and tables. Good. Let's move on. Other updates for wait. No, it's good. So data lineage tracking. So now in Amazon Data Zone, you can track the entire data lineage. So this feature is also extended as part of catalog capabilities of the new Amazon SageMaker. And it's like an open lineage compatible and works with AWS Glue and Redshift. So it allows basically to automatically capture the lineage events from Glue, Redshift, and you can but in order to see this, you have to opt in, because some of the jobs or connections might be for testing, and you might not need any lineage to be captured in those jobs. So in case you want to see it, you would need to opt in the Amazon Data Zone. Good. Let's move on to machine learning, AI, and generative AI. Let me quickly check the chat if there is anything. Nothing so far. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free. I will return to those. Okay, let's move on to machine learning, AI, generative AI. And here we have the prompt optimization in Amazon Bedrock. So this feature basically rewrites prompts for higher quality responses from a subset of available foundational models in Bedrock. Yeah, it's available now for Claude models, definitely for Sonnet 3.5. I'm not sure about 3.7. Definitely for Claude Opus, for Claude Haiku, definitely for Llama 3 and Llama 3.1 for 70 billion model, for 70 billion parameters models, for Mistral, and for Titan Text. So I would need to double check if it's also available for, let's say, Amazon Nova and for the latest Claude 3.7, but so far that's what it says. So it basically helps you to rewrite the prompts for better accuracy and for better results. And you can also compare with the original prompts how it's different. Next one. Yeah, here comes the video with the suggestion how to do it. Let's watch it for another 30 seconds so you can see how this feature works. Yeah, basically what you can do here, you can easily compare the performance of the optimized prompts against the original written prompts without the need for any extra deployment. And all optimized prompts are being saved as part of prompt builder for the further use of inside your generative AI applications. Yeah, good. The next really nice announcement and feature, it's a visual builder in Amazon Bedrock, and it was previously known as Amazon Bedrock Prompt Flows. Now it's updated. It's called Amazon Bedrock Flow. So if you go to Bedrock, you will see on the left side flows, and it has two new capabilities. So first one is the enhanced safety. You can filter out harmful content and unwanted topics for prompts at knowledge base nodes. And it's used and it's powered by Bedrock guardrails. So you can really filter out the unwanted words. Just an example that I tested not so far ago for one investment firm. They didn't want to have their chatbots respond to anything related to cryptocurrencies. So they blocked the word cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, whatsoever. So whenever user was asking, okay, can I invest and pay with Bitcoin? The model was answering, no, sorry, we cannot answer this. So whatever you feel to write it as an answer to this blocked content. Yeah. So Bedrock Flows is a really nice user interface to build like end-to-end flows of your generative AI application. So it combines the input, then let's say AI agents, if they need to work on the input, then let's say the conditions, where to navigate the output to. So let's say if we're still talking about the investment example, so let's say the input request comes, I have this amount of money. This is my amount of debt. Can I afford this property? And then agent evaluates the request and follows it either to rejection prompt, which generates a rejection email, or forwards it to let's say acceptance form, and this functionality or prompt creates further requests for further documents or whatsoever. So in really nice update if you're working with generative AI. Good. One more update regarding scaling down to zero. Amazon SageMaker inference now allows endpoints to scale really to zero instances during the periods of inactivity. So this feature can significantly reduce the cost for running inference using AI models and making it really beneficial for variable traffic patterns like chatbots. If you have your chatbot running on SageMaker, and let's say the inactive part is, or the inactive during night times, you can scale down to zero. Your endpoint will be scaled down to zero. Good. Let's move on. Amazon Q business update during the reinvent. I need to accelerate a bit. 4 additional capabilities to Amazon Q for Business. It's like 50 plus actions. It's integrations with different tools, like with Slack, with Microsoft Teams, and some others. Workflow automation capability and its ability to use Q index by different ISV vendors. And the integration is also now you can add your Q for Business extension to your browser windows. Good. Other updates for Bedrock, custom connectors and ingestion of streaming data to Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases. Really nice update if you have like streaming data requirement for your chatbots and it has to work with the streaming data that your application has. Then we have the support of re-ranking models for knowledge bases. We have now RAG evaluation. It's a very handy one. So when you use RAG, so you have your knowledge base and you use the feature of retrieval augmented generation basically to connect your model to your vector store, which has the information about all your data sources. And when you write prompts or requests to your AI chatbot, it can query the data from your data sources. So you can really evaluate now the performance of your RAG and then improve this or that parameter of your RAG. So maybe you can change the chunking of your knowledge base. So really nice feature if you really want to evaluate how performant is your RAG. Then model distillation, a really nice capability. It's still in preview, but not in all the regions. And it's if you have a specific use case to generate responses from a large language model, which is called in this case the teacher model, and it fine-tunes the smaller model, which is now a student model, with generated responses. So it basically improves the responses of a smaller model from the teacher model. And then Bedrock hosts this distilled model for inference, like giving you faster and more cost-efficient model with accuracy in this train domain close to a bigger teacher model. Yeah, so it's really good if you want to fine-tune the model based on some domain. So you have the bigger one and you just fine-tune the smaller model for sort of domain based on the responses of the bigger one. Supported models for now is Amazon Nova, Llama from Meta, and Anthropic models like Claude, bigger, smaller ones. Good. What's more interesting, I'll distribute the slides so you'll have a couple of more interesting updates that I have to skip right now in order to make time. Multi-agent collaborations. So in case you need to handle complex tasks, you might need more than one AI agent in your system. And you can create additional specialized agents to address like different topics of the process. And previously managing this agent was technically challenging as let's say your complex tasks grow further in their complexity. So now Bedrock has the new capability of fully managed multi-agent support. So when you're creating an agent, you can also tick their box. That's for multi-agent collaboration. An example that I can give for when and why it could be needed. Again, investment advisory, like multi-agentic system, which includes, let's say, agents that specialize in financial data analysis, in research, in forecasting, and investment recommendations. So you can think of it of multiple different agents. Input from one is output from one is an input for the other, and then in the end you will get investment recommendation. Good. Let's move on. A very nice update is Amazon Bedrock Marketplace. That's a new capability that gives access to over 100 popular emerging specialized LLMs through Amazon Bedrock. So these models are from enterprise providers, specialized models for different languages, for modalities, so not only text, but images, videos, speech, and so on. So Marketplace is a really nice update as well for Amazon Bedrock. We have a video here as well. Yeah. So if you go to your AWS account, you can have the Marketplace deployments, and you can view the model catalog and what is available at the moment in the catalog or on the Marketplace. Yeah, by the way, you can choose the modality as well and search by modality. Good. Let's move on. We have still a couple of more nice announcements. Yeah, Amazon Nova. So these are the foundational models developed by AWS, and we highly suggest to use them in your generative AI application. So we not only develop our services, not only work on our own hardware, silicon, whatsoever, but also we train our own LLMs. And the new family is called Amazon Nova. So we have 4 different models for text. That's Nova Micro, text only model. That's for lowest latency and very low cost. Nova Lite, multimodal model for also which is also very fast for image, video, or text. Nova Pro, also with higher accuracy, high speed, and Nova Premiere, which was announced a couple of weeks ago, the biggest and the most comprehensive and capable model from the Nova family. Now we have also dedicated models like Nova Canvas for generating images, Nova Reel for generating videos. Now it's 6 seconds long, but it's really for content generation. And also, quite recently, we've announced a new model, which is Nova Sonic for speech-to-speech. And right now it supports English language only, but developers claim that they will be adding more languages support further down the road. Now we have 8 minutes left. Let me check what I can tell you more. Last but not least, for Bedrock, the new multimodal toxicity detection with, let's say, image support, which is now a new feature in Bedrock guardrails. So this new capability can detect and filter out undesirable image content in addition to text. So previously it was filtering out undesired information in text, but now also in image, and it helps you improve your user experiences, manage model outputs in the generative AI applications that you create for users. And now you can basically use the existing content filter policy in Bedrock to detect and block harmful images across different categories, like it's hate, it's insults, it's sexual content, and it's also violence. So we can really automatically detect these categories. Yeah, and one more update for AI ML, that's SageMaker Hyperpod. 3 important updates. So this is the clusters for training machine learning models, especially for big ones. So 3 updates. First is flexible training plans to help data scientists train large language models. Second is task governance, like which helps easily and centrally manage and maximize GPU and AWS training utilization across really generative AI model development tasks, and recipes to help data scientists and in general AML developers, let's say, to get started with training and fine-tuning LLMs in minutes, let's say, not really write something from scratch. Good. Let's move on. We have a couple of more important updates from not only AI world and still some cloud development, which I like as well. And important one of which I find really, really valuable is the latency reduction of Event Bridge. So there was an announcement that Event Bridge with buses has now up to 94% improvement in end-to-end latency of event buses compared to the previous one, which was in January 2023. And it basically enables the customers to handle highly latency sensitive applications, including like fraud detection, prevention, industrial automation, and gaming, by the way. So if you have architectures that are built using Event Bridge, so decoupled serverless, then this update is really, really huge for you. Yeah, one more important thing that actually came from the request of our customers. That's in addition to step functions. From 2025, it added the capability to add variables accessible throughout the whole state machine and support for using JSON-ATA query. So JSON-ATA is a lightweight query transformation language for JSON. So in general, it enables more capabilities than JSON path with step function. So if in case you're using step function state machines for your workflow orchestrations in your architectures, please feel free to check on the JSON-ATA update. It can be huge for you as well. Follow the blog post to remind you here. Good. A couple of more things. I will skip a couple of slides. Yeah. Nice one. So back to SageMaker, and if you're using our UI interface for like in SageMaker Canvas for no code data analytics and data science, we also have now Amazon Q integration, Amazon Q developer integration into SageMaker Canvas. What it does, it helps to connect, let's say, ML expertise with business needs. Like when business users are using Canvas for no code model training and development, it can also be now supported with Q development integration. Then important update around security and identity. So now AWS IAM launched a new capability allowing, let's say, security teams to centrally manage root access for member accounts in AWS organizations. So in case you're running an AWS organization with multiple AWS accounts, for each and every AWS accounts created, you will get a root user. Now, and before, many people are asking, okay, how to handle it centrally. So now you can easily manage root credentials and perform, let's say, highly privileged actions. So it does not only allow you to delete and audit root credentials of member accounts, but also introduces like a concept of root sessions that allow you, let's say, to take certain actions in a member account that only root user can do within a session. So it will only provide root user credentials for like limited period of time. Please consider it if you use it organization. That's a very, from my perspective, very valuable announcement for the root user credentials of member accounts. And also the last but not least in my presentation, New Amazon Cognito features in case you're using Amazon Cognito in your applications. It finally got a well-expected overhaul with like nice set of new features. First, that's a new developer-focused experience for getting started, like including integration with popular application frameworks. Then it introduced managed login, which is an improved version of hosted UI. It also now supports passwordless login, like including passkey authentication. And it also received an update to its pricing tiers. So it's Lite, Essentials, and Plus. So for different cases of your applications. If you are using Cognito or if you've been using it before but somehow abandoned it, please feel free to check upon the latest updates. I was also surprised, to be honest. I thought that we gave up or we will eventually give up on this, but no, it was revamped, and I think now we are placing quite a lot of focus on Cognito as well. All right, that was mostly it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. The slides will be distributed, as Mikita said, together with the recording, and feel free to ask any questions or reach out to me if you have something. Thank you.